What's up, y'all? It's your boy again. We have got to talk about this transgender stuff that is now debate. It's an ongoing debate about the WNBA. These two are two former NBA players. This is Enes Kanter and this is Royce White. But let's check out the news story that they running. Check it out.
The hot debate over transgender women and sports has moved now to the WNBA, and a team owner has been suspended for it. Indiana's Sophie Cunningham, one of the league's young stars, recently said transgender athletes have no place in women's sports. That led to a public clash that is raising questions over how to discuss this hot-button issue.
Indiana Fever guard Sophie Cunningham is known for her moves on the court. But on the sidelines, it's her recent comments on transgender athletes causing controversy. In an article published earlier this month, Cunningham told ESPN, quote, "I want to protect young girls in the locker room or young girls in sport who shouldn't have to go against biological men." That statement brought critics and supporters to Indiana's matchup against Seattle Tuesday, including two teenage fans who wore T-shirts depicting the XX and XY chromosomes and carried signs thanking Cunningham courtside.
I wasn't trying to be political. I was just trying to support Sophie.
That's when they say a woman, later identified as Seattle Storm co-owner Celeste Keaton, approached them.
I thought she was going to be nice, and then she started screaming at us and cussing at us. And then she told us that we were effing insane.
Keaton is now facing a fine and a 5-game suspension from the WNBA for that interaction. The Seattle Storm apologized for the exchange and said they remain committed to creating a welcoming and respectful environment for anyone who attends a Storm game.
The topic of trans athletes in sports has become part of this larger picture of just how divisive it is in the political realm.
Reporter Madeline Kenny covers women's sports for the New York Post.
Sports really reflects society, and those conversations are happening, and then it's starting to infiltrate sports. And when you have athletes like Sophie Cunningham who are outspoken and take a certain stance, and people really cling.
Now, I know what y'all may be thinking. If they let men, biological men, into the WNBA, wouldn't they just eventually turn the WNBA into the NBA? Let's hear what Stephen A. got to say. Stephen A. is on ESPN First Take, probably one of their highest paid commentators. Let's see what Stephen A. got to say.
This is not about being anti-anything. This is about being pro-girls, pro-females, pro-women, pro-ladies. You can't be a male, born a male, transitioning to female, and think that you should have the right to compete with women. Not in basketball, not in football, not in boxing, not in the UFC. Hell, not even in tennis. It's an aberration when you find somebody like a Serena Williams serving 120 miles, 25 miles an hour. That's ordinary for Jokic or Jokovic. That's ordinary for Sinner. That's ordinary for Alcaraz. That was ordinary for Sampras.
Look, man. You got people on both sides of the fence in the WNBA and out here in the sports commentary world. Here's one of the stars in the WNBA, Gabby Williams, who supports trans women in the league. Now, here's what I think. As a 50-plus-year-old man that watches the NBA and randomly watches the WNBA. The WNBA has been around for more than 25 years. You know how many trans athletes, how many trans women are in that sport? 0. The NBA has been around for over 50 years. You know how many trans men are in the NBA? 0. Y'all see where I'm going. They need to keep it that way. If trans athletes want to enter in the opposite sex realm of sports, professional sports, man, they need to create a league of their own. I'm going to be honest with you. Protect the women, keep the women in the WNBA, real women, and protect the NBA, keep the real men in the NBA. Plain and simple. We can't conflict this and make this difficult and more difficult than what it is. It's plain and simple. I'm your boy. Drop what you think in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking about.